Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. Welcome wherever you are in the world. This is the Urban Monk live on A1R Radio and Moonstruck TV. Thank you for joining me and spending time, which is a very valuable commodity, as we spoke about before, spending time listening, watching, or catching up on catch up. So today I want to talk about daytime compartments. It's something that resonated with me after my road trip across America. As I mentioned before, I came back and decided there really is only living in the present, living in the now, living in the moment, and being really focused where we are right now, not identifying with the past or worrying about the future. So one of the key books that I read was Dale Carnegie and How to Stop Worrying and Start Living. And in that book, there was a famous quote by Sir William Osler, who lived around about 1849 to 1919, something like that. And one of the quotes he got was from Thomas Carlyle, which said, "It's not our goal to seek what lies dimly in the distance, but to do what lies clearly at hand." I had to read that because it's one of those things that I can't really remember. So not to focus on the dim and distant future, but to deal with what lies clearly at hand. That's very much a part of what I'm talking about by being present. And in that book, from Sir William Osler, Dale Carnegie took the daytime compartment. So if you look at a ship or think about a maritime vessel, it's split into compartments. I was in the Royal Navy, the British Navy, from school, and each ship has a section which is closed off with a door with its little handles on. So if one compartment starts to flood, you secure it and the rest of the ship is safe. So if we think about that as part of everyday life, we live in the daytime compartment. The front part of the ship is closed off if water leaks, which is the past. The other parts of the ship are still open but able to be closed should a problem arise in the future. So really where you are within that ship, within life, you can only deal with the compartment that you're in at the time. So thinking about that and presence, it really is about dealing with problems or issues that you may have at hand today, right now. In fact, problems that I had this morning have gone, and I dealt with them today. I dealt with them as they happened this morning. Problems I might have tomorrow with counseling or with coaching, I won't have to deal with or be able to deal with until tomorrow when they actually occur. So if we think about that, it's very important that we stop focusing on problems that may yet occur. We call that catastrophizing. As I've said before, we see a problem and we worry what may well go wrong. That doesn't mean we don't plan. We have to have a plan. And I've got some very exciting plans afoot at the moment. I'm doing California in September. So for 3 weeks, I'll be over there and I'll be broadcasting live on my show from various parts of the USA. The road trip that I did in 2018 was across I-40 from California to Richmond in Virginia. And so I intend to replicate that journey and film it and video it for posterity, if you like, just to take back the issue of how the Urban Monk and my public speaking persona actually came to existence. So every day we plan. So I'm planning to go to California. I'm not sitting here thinking about what happens if the plane doesn't take off. At the moment, if you're watching the news or if you're watching this show from the UK, you'll be aware that flights are being cancelled. There's a national rail strike on at the moment. People can't travel. But I'm not sitting thinking, what if my plane doesn't take off? I'm not creating a movie in my mind about the fact that that plane might not actually take off. I'll deal with that when it's time to board and I get a notification on the sign saying flight delayed, flight cancelled. I'll deal with it then. And that's the same as everything in life. And so if we think about problems that we might have every day, bills to pay, job security, health, flight cancellations, national rail strikes, and we look at relationships. People get into serious relationships, and one of the biggest problems that we have with anxiety is a personal relationship type thing. So if you're with somebody that isn't on the same page as you, let's say, or is more enlightened than you, we have to realize that it's not necessarily the person that you're with, it's not their fault. It's the fact that they are identifying with an issue from the past, or they're worrying about the future. They're worrying about the bills within the relationship. They're worrying about children. So living in daytime compartments, we really only can deal with that relationship issue at the time, within that moment. Try and understand that part of the human brain, the chimp, if you like, or the egoic part of the brain that I talk about a lot, that is trying to control the human element, the three-dimensional meat and bones that is who we are, that the vibrational energy within the brain recognizes as a physical form. We're all part of consciousness. I've mentioned this many times before. We're the 1,000 raindrops falling from the sky, individual raindrops that then become the puddle or the sea or the river as the whole. So we become the consciousness. We're individual consciousnesses, if that's a proper word, and we become part of the whole. So within that stress or anxiety or identifying with a mental disorder or an illness, or there might be a physical malady within the body, by focusing and identifying with that, we create that vibrational energy which promotes that problem or promotes that illness. So we should try and see past that anxiety or that upset or that fear of the future, and try and encompass the other person's spirituality, if you like, their consciousness, because it's that's the key. So if we can live in daytime compartments and just deal with how we feel today, how that person is acting or reacting to what we say or what we do, the empathy then will come from us or within ourselves to be able to promote peace and harmony, love and gratitude within that other person. The relationship is almost a microcosm of life itself or the universe itself. We're working constantly, or we should be working constantly, to raise the level of awareness around the world by taking responsibility for our own energy or essence, if you like, living now. Within that book that I talked about, the Dale Carnegie book, there's also a quote that I found very inspirational, and I'll pass that on to clients and mention it at various functions that I do speaking wise, which is, every day is a new life to a wise man. So I'll repeat that. Every day is a new life to a wise man. So we can break that down. Every day, so each day we get up, each daytime compartment is a new life. It's as if we're reborn on a daily basis. So each day is a new life. So yesterday's life has gone. Physically, I haven't died, but what happened to me, the events or the trauma or the joy, it's gone. So today I was reborn as the urban monk, as the speaker, as a life coach, reborn today to deal with whatever the universe throws my way. So whatever happens, I can deal with it, but I can only deal with it today. And back to the travel plans. If things change and I get an email today saying that the flight's been delayed or the cost's gone up or whatever it might be, I can only deal with that today. So the point I'm making, and I think you're going to get, is that by living in daytime compartments, we can only be responsible for today. We can only be responsible for right now, because that's all there really is. This morning's gone, lunchtime's gone, what I ate and drank earlier has gone, what I'm about to eat or drink later on or tomorrow hasn't happened yet. So there's no point in me focusing on that. The issue with human beings, and we are human beings, not doings, so we should just be. And the issue is we focus on what I'm about to do another time, what I'm about to do a week on Friday. We let that take over, and that breaks up those daytime compartments. We're physically in the engine room, but emotionally or spiritually, we're up on the bridge, or we're up on the forecastle at the front of the ship. We're not actually focusing on where we are at the time. It's very, very important that we break things down and try and take each day as it comes. So in a relationship, understand that person that's upset or hurt or anxious, or it might even be yourself. It's only a mental state. It's only a vibrational energy. It's only a thought. As I said last week, the thoughts are the mind in action, the brain in action. We have to listen to it, accept that it's not our reality, and deal with it now, because that's all there really is. Well, I'm getting flagged by Dave, and he's a bit disappointed that I wasn't on a unicycle today. I'm stuck in Monk Towers, but I'll catch you all next week. Thanks for tuning in. It's been really fantastic. Hit me up on Long Road to Richmond on Facebook, and I'll see you guys all next week. Take care. Have a good week.